Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It is December 24th, Christmas Eve. I'd just like to wish everyone watching that you have a very nice Christmas. You're able to say hi to your family, whether in person or digitally. It's been one crazy year. I hope everyone stays safe and is happy. And it is December 24th, Christmas Eve. It's hard to believe that we're here. And the last few days have been just insane what has been happening with the president, the Senate, and the House. So I thought I'd make a quick video and just say hi to everyone, wish them a happy Christmas, and everyone stay safe. So let's get into it. We have a lot of things to cover. So, yesterday, December, 2 days ago, and yesterday, the president, this might have been expected, it might not, but he's done a few things that have really charged up the political environment. One, he's issued a blitz of pardons, 15 a few days ago, 23 yesterday. And the second thing was he basically turned down the National Defense Act that was voted upon, just a large kind of scale budget, and that was turned down by him. And just recently, yesterday, he said that the $600 stimulus check amount was a disgrace and a way underspent, and he wants the amount bumped up to $2,000 on the stimulus check. So, there's a few things that he said, basically those three issues, but there's, I think, three main issues that we need to keep in mind over the next few days of what's happening in our government. The first thing is that there's going to be the potential government shutdown on Monday, the 28th, if there is no agreement on further spending budgets. So we need to have a continuing resolution reached to extend government funding. And I think this will be done, proposed today and probably passed on the weekend or Monday. Well, it needs to be passed on Monday, otherwise there'll be another government shutdown. But it will kind of be what we've seen in the last few months, basically a short-term budget to kind of roll things another few weeks and months, really just kind of doing short-term solutions and no real big government budget set. So it's kind of just, like rolling stuff down a few weeks or not. But watch out for that today, and news on Monday. I'll be reporting on it as well. The second thing we have to keep in mind is today the House will vote on the $2,000 stimulus check proposed by Trump today. Republicans are going to reject this, and there's going to be an emergency session scheduled, for December 28th, probably today. But Democrats will vote on the existing bill or vote on a standalone bill for the $2,000 stimulus check that was proposed by Trump. But Trump probably knew this is going to cause, disorder and chaos, because the House is currently on vacation, and this is going to be a low probability event. As generally we've seen in the HEROES Act, that we need a deal to be agreed on first between two sides before it's voted on. Mitch McConnell and the others are just going to vote this down. So it's more of a symbolic thing that has really no chance of passing. And the third item that I think we should keep an eye on is, the House today is also planning on a veto act against the National Defense, act that Trump voted down. So they're going to vote to veto his decision. And we'll see what happens with that today. But it's just been an absolute crazy turn of events in the last 72 hours. So I'm sure you feel the same way. Let me know what you think of, Trump's vetoing of the Defense Act, the $2,000 stimulus bill. Trump probably knows that this can't really be done, and he's trying to cause a lot of chaos in the next week. And my thoughts are it's going to be pushed another 30 days, which is really unfortunate because, this coronavirus is really pushing people to the brink. Budgets are being stretched across households. People are struggling to make ends meet, and it's just causing, unfortunately, a lot of pain and chaos. And we see coronavirus numbers spiking through the roof. So this is really, an unfortunate time for everyone. So it really saddens and breaks my heart that this aid can't be sent out to people, albeit it's only $600. People have been arguing that's not a lot, but it's better than nothing. So, $2,000 or $4,000 per family would be amazing. There's a lot of people suffering, but, I'm pretty sure people would take $600 if they can't get $4,000, right? So if they could do this, it's great. But, given what has happened in the past, we need a deal to be agreed upon before it's voted. So my thoughts are it's kind of going to lead to nothing in the next 30 days, and it's going to force people to just hang on for another 30 days, which will bring us into the new year. And it's unfortunate because in the new package, like in this Forbes article, they were considering extending rent relief. The Consolidated Appropriations Act includes an extension of the CDC's eviction moratorium to renters through basically another 45 days till 2021. And this is all up in the air now. So it's going to affect, cash payouts, benefits, rent protection. We don't really know now. Like, things are in limbo, and many people, millions of people are going to be affected. So that's not good. Let's go and react to some of the YouTube on the news. So let's get a sense of what House and the
government funding through
House
September
will basically go do for the next few days.
$900 billion in COVID relief. Now, President Trump wants to strip certain spending provisions his administration requested and increase the amount of the direct checks, but neither of those is expected to move forward, I have learned from sources. GOP leader Kevin McCarthy, a key ally of Trump's.
So just to note, after Trump voted down and, responded to the stimulus act, he's basically in Mar-a-Lago right now. So he's on vacation mode. It'll be interesting to see. He's basically hit the ball back into the House's court, and they're basically going to scramble. You saw Pelosi yesterday night. She scrambled, said, Mr. President, signed the bill to keep government open, urged McConnell and McCarthy to agree with the Democratic unanimous consent request for 2,000 direct payments. This can be done by noon Christmas Eve. So, that's the emergency vote that we're going to have today. Keep your eyes on it. If you're not working, well, it's Christmas Eve. We'll see what comes out of it. And we have Kevin McCarthy, basically. Let's react to his letter yesterday. This is only 8 hours ago. It's the 24th in the morning where I am, Eastern time. So he says, Americans have needed relief from coronavirus and lockdowns for months. House Republicans have attempted to pass relief over 40 times, but each time Speaker Pelosi has ignored our fellow citizens, saying nothing is better than something. Worse than that, by waiting days before Christmas, Speaker Pelosi tried to use the American people as leverage to make coronavirus relief contingent on government funding, which includes billions of foreign aid at a time when there are urgent needs at home. Yeah, well, I think this is kind of misnomer, because we've always funded foreign aid to different countries, and you can't really stop that. Maybe it can be decreased over time, but United States has always done that. And obviously there's millions of people hurting at home. Maybe those funds could have been diverted. Let me know if you think this is, if this is a valid thing to say. I feel like it's a little bit of politicizing at this time, but let me know in the comments below. The government's top priority must be for families, communities, and small businesses as we get through this pandemic and restore our country. House Democrats appear to be suffering from selective hearing. They have conveniently ignored the concerns expressed by the president and share our constituents. So you already see this kind of back and forth between Pelosi and Kevin McCarthy. So, this vote is going to be voted down. So let's continue with the video. Sorry to interrupt.
Is expected to object to Democrats' efforts to seek unanimous support for $2,000 checks. And in response, McCarthy's plan is to address President Trump's concern on spending by separating out State Department and foreign aid from the rest of government spending.
Yeah, so this is what we said in point 2. They're going to be expected to vote down the $2,000 stimulus, and worse even yet, they're going to go back to the drawing board. And he says he's going to reposition foreign aid and other, what Trump said, basically disrespectful or, basically wasted money to position back into a stimulus check or, fiscal stimulus. So this is bad news because it's going to take a long time to do that. This is not something that's going to be passed in a week or two. It's going to take another 30 days. So, it's not good news by Kevin McCarthy.
Democrats are expected to object to that, and we will be back again at square one. The question then becomes, will the president actually veto it? The New York Times is reporting that McCarthy told his Republican colleagues on a call this afternoon that he talked to the president, who told him he hasn't decided whether or not to veto it. Now, Trump could also quietly veto it, the so-called pocket veto, by letting 10 days lapse before signing it, but
So a lot of unknowns, that's basically what we said. Republicans don't seem very interested to vote this through. And even worse, they're thinking of destroying this one and ripping it apart and rewriting it and passing it through again. So that'll take another 30 days plus. So we're going to be into the new year.
And we have been talking about is asking for a much bigger payment. Ms. Pelosi.
So this is when CNBC just broke the news of this, yesterday.
That she has been negotiating with refused to go above the $600. So she's basically throwing down the gauntlet, saying, "Okay, let's meet again." But she's waiting to hear back from.
And the funny thing is, we knew this from the videos in the summer that Mitch McConnell, he didn't want to go over $1 trillion. We've known that for a long time. So. This $900 billion deal with $600 stimulus checks, this was known. So it seems like Trump, just want to throw this out there and kind of cause a little bit of chaos. Maybe he knows he's leaving right now. So it's a little bit, seems a little bit strange given that Mitch McConnell was always stated that he wanted $1 trillion or less bill. So let's see what happens in the next few days.
Leader McCarthy and Leader Hoyer, but they are scheduled to meet tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Back to you, Carl.
Yep. So those 3 points that we discussed, watch out for what happens in the next, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Eastern, which is in another 5-6 hours. Let's move on quickly to the COVID and coronavirus. So there was a report early this morning said they found a second strain of mutated coronavirus in UK. So if we've been following what's been going on in the UK, they're on a very serious lockdown, and a lot of the countries in the EU have actually banned a lot of travelers from the UK and Canada as well. So let's see how this progresses, but definitely this is very negative in terms of vaccination and seeing what comes out of the COVID landscape. In the States, we see infections kind of dropping a little bit, but they're still way up here. We have around 200,000 cases a day, and we see a little bit of hope that, the rolling 7-day average is starting to come down a bit, but it could spike up severely, given, we're heading into Christmas and New Year's and people start gathering and traveling is up, quite a bit. But other than that, it's Christmas Eve. I wish you and your family a safe Christmas, and I'll be covering this the next few days. And it's just an unfortunate end to 2020, given it seems like we're expected for more chaos. So I hope everyone stays safe. The people listening to this stay safe, and you and your family have a safe and wonderful Christmas. So that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching and visiting the channel. Please subscribe and like the video. And if you could do me a huge favor and let your family and friends know about the channel, that would be awesome. See you next time. Bye.